So here's the thing that um, you might notice that you're doing when you're aware of some of the mental or physical symptoms that are a 10, right? They drive you nuts, blah blah blah, right? And we got to get to a point where you got to go towards them. You got to work through them, and you got to put them in your schedule, in your routine. And the reason why I like a routine, especially when you have a routine that's really busy, right, with little tasks, you're able to take the things that are really hard and they're, your exposures, and tuck them in there, so that this way you're not putting them on a pedestal, right? So for example, let's say you're going for a walk, right? And you're only able to walk down the street and back, for an example, and it's one of those things you want to conquer. If you make it into an event, you're putting too much focus on all the things about the walking, the before the walk, during the walk, and after the walk, right? It almost becomes like this crazy exposure experiment where there's too much focus on it. And when the brain, if you give the brain a chance to focus on something too much, it's going to exit out as danger. It's going to go, no, but that's danger, it's perceived danger. And then you're going to feel the after effects of the alarms being turned on, right? So when you put something on a pedestal, you turn it into an event. Let's say you're deciding that, you know what, I'm going to walk up these stairs, and I'm going to walk down these stairs, and that'll be it for today, right? So you go to walk up the stairs. Before you walk, you're thinking, I gotta go. There are the stairs. I gotta do this today. I hope I do it today because I'm gonna get into a crash, and then tomorrow, I don't know if I can do it again tomorrow because I'm gonna be in bed. I'm gonna be fucked. I don't know what I'm gonna. So all these things are going in your head about this thing that you want to try to do. You're trying to get uncomfortable, and you're starting, right? So you're telling yourself, oh my god, if I do this, then I might crash and I'll be out for the next couple of days, and it's going to really fuck up my progress, and oh my god, it's going to be too overwhelming. Right? You're really making this into a massive event, and we don't want to do that. We want to make it as a nonchalant thing. We want to bring it down to a normal level. We don't want to go, oh, right? We want to bring it to, okay, let's just do that, and then we got to do this, and then we got to do that. Do we have to do that? It's getting in the way. I kind of want to hurry up and get it done. I want to get it, you know what I mean? So let's say you're walking up the stairs, you do it. Before you do it, you don't anticipate. Don't have that anticipation anxiety. Oh, here we go. If I start now, maybe I'll get halfway, and if I quit halfway, then I'll be able to come back, and I'll have enough energy to go home to the car, and then, right? You're turning it into a big event. And this goes for anything that you're dealing with. Don't make it into a big event, right? Don't make it into a survival situation, right? While you're going up the stairs, don't white knuckle go, okay, you only got 5 steps, 4 steps, 4, 3.5, right? Surrender to it, right? Don't white knuckle, don't survive through it. Let it do its thing. Do what you gotta do. Maybe even have a visual. Start thinking about visuals. Look at your surroundings and enjoy the present moment. Not because you're trying to hide, but because you're really trying to enjoy it, right? You're tucking that in there, right? Go, okay, well, I gotta walk up the stairs and then down by the tree and then back down the stairs. So you're really engaging in what you gotta do, right? But you're not concentrating so much on the danger part, because the brain's perceiving those stairs as dangerous, as don't do it, you can't do it, don't do it, too much focus, mayday, alarm, wee. And of course, yes, we know you're gonna have the repercussions of going on those stairs. Even if you tuck it in, you'll have repercussions, right? You're gonna feel like shit, but we want to feel like shit. Like I say in all my videos, you need to feel like shit over and over and over and over and over again. Expose yourself to the things that the brain is putting on a pedestal, so that eventually you become indifferent to it and you won't care. So the brain will turn that alarm off, and that symptom will also go poof, right? Because if you go towards something that is perceived as dangerous, there's going to be an aftermath effect. You're going to have a crash. And the thing is, when you have a crash, you're fearing the crash. That fear of the crash keeps that alarm on, and that symptom there, right? So how do we get over the fear of the crash? Go towards the crash and make the crash happen 1,000 times, right? Because exposure, repetition, right? Doing it 1,000 times normalizes it. It changes the association from to meh, right? And when you get to meh, and there's no danger alarm around it, you won't get the repercussions of that alarm, because the alarm is turned off. Symptom, poof. So that's why I'm saying, don't turn it into an event. Don't put it on a pedestal. Treat it like it's just as important as everything else, or not important. And if it helps, tuck it into your schedule, into your routine. Because routine is important because it's able to tuck in a bunch of things at the same time, right? Because I'm sure there's a couple other things in that routine that also are scary, that are annoying. Like driving in your car, going to the mall, going up those stairs, having your OCD looping. There's all these other millions of things that you're doing, but you also have a list of things that you got to do that day. So just stick to the routine, tuck them in there. Don't put them on a pedestal, right? And treat them indifferently like everything else. And repetition. Do that same schedule every day. And eventually in a couple of weeks, all those things on the schedule you won't give 3 fucks about, right? They won't matter anymore, and they start to regulate, right? Get out there and recalibrate. So while you're, in that flare, what are you going to do? You're going to freak out and bring that association back to danger? Or what are you going to do? No, you're going to go live your life. You're going to allow it. You're going to engage. You're going to ask for more and live your life while you're in the flare. And eventually, right, with the spikes, it goes up and down, up and down, up and down. Food comes in and out, in and out, in and out. Eventually, it'll leave it alone, turn off the alarm, and poof, you got that food in. Poof, you got another food in. Usually when you have 1 or 2 foods in, you got 10 foods in, right? And it takes time and patience. And this is where I learned how some of the methods of these other programs, they might work, but I don't think they're efficient, right? Putting too much focus on some things just reaffirms that the danger alarm is correct, and then it keeps the alarm on. And then, for me, I want to keep it nonchalant. I don't want to make it special. I don't want to put it on a pedestal, right? I don't want to underline it 1,000 times and focus on it and make it go like this. Okay, I really need to see you. Let's drag it out. Let's make it everything that I can see, right? No. Keep it all the same, right? And these methods work across the boards with any mental alarm and any physical alarm. So don't put it on a pedestal, right? And don't turn it into an event. Just stick to a routine, tuck it in there, and just do it. Go do it. Feel the repercussions. Do it again tomorrow. Do it again. Until it goes away. Poof. Done. Right? What are we working on next? Right? Tuck that in. Repeat the process. Keep going. And the brain will send things to you to work on. Right? It'll keep doing that, and eventually you'll get to a point where you're going to start doing exposure. Right? And you're going to start hunting. But that comes around a year and a half. So for now, you got enough on your plate to work on. All right. Don't give a brain a reason to perceive it as danger. Right? Just treat it as meh.